everyone, and welcome back. It's Gina from orchidandopal.com. Today we are going to open up the very first bargain bead box for 2022. This is the January monthly subscription, and it's one I'm always especially excited to unbox because it's such an amazing value with gemstone beads included and findings and all sorts of coordinating items for just $19.49 per month. And I do have a coupon code. It's $2 off your very first month. That code is Opal2. I'll leave that as well as the link directly to the subscription down below. And it looks like they do have signups available now for February or the next package at this time. So let's go ahead and open this up. Let's see what the theme is and what kind of goodies are inside. All right, it says our theme this month is romance, and I just pulled out a deep wine red organza bag. It says we're going to see some red hues with accents of purple and pink. We're going to see some eco-friendly man-made coral that doesn't damage the reefs, which is always a good thing. Some sparkling crystals, garnet, crackle agate, all kinds of things. And it looks like some antique copper findings to go along with the beads this month. Also included in this insert is a coupon code for their sister site, Beadbox Bargains. That's an added perk to the subscription that you'll get every month, getting a high value 30% off coupon. And they also have a contest. So if you make anything with the contents of your subscription, you can share that with them via email or Facebook and enter to randomly win a $25 gift card to their online store. On the back of this paper is a list of everything that's included. So you can see that we are going to go through a total of 21 different items, which is pretty amazing. That means less than $1 per little baggie that we're going to look at. And there's free shipping in the US, by the way, so no additional shipping cost on top of the monthly fee. So here's a little sneak peek of the bag and the contents and what that looks like all packaged up. And I'm going to get organized, that way we can go through this list one at a time. All right, starting out with package number 1. This contains a 64 by 40 millimeter chandelier focal component. It is quite large, and as you can see just from inside the bag, it has a lot going on. This very substantial focal will definitely make a statement necklace for sure. It has kind of a tribal look to it. Lots of swirly designs, lots of loops there to attach beads and things to hang from, and your 2 loops on either side there to attach to either side of some chain or segments of beads or cord or whatever you decide. So that is definitely a bold piece. And here is a look at the back. In bag number 2, we have some coordinating chain. We have a meter of 3 millimeter steel Rollo chain, and you can see that it is in the coordinating antique copper color. So nearly 3 feet of this chain. I like the wide open links, and you could also use these links as jump rings, I believe, because it looks like they are open links. So you could use some pliers and pry those open and perhaps use it for that too. And you get enough to use in multiple projects. And then next, bag number 3 contains 4 pieces of 22 by 19 millimeter chandelier links. These are really adorable, and they go very well with that first very large focal. These are quite a bit smaller, would make for some really adorable fringe earring components or chandelier earring components. Could also use this as a multi-strand necklace connector. They have a light feel to them, but not too light to where it feels like you could bend them, and there's a look at the back. Bag number 4 contains a 42 by 39 millimeter medallion pendant. I actually really love this. I think that's beautiful. We have our coordinating antique copper and a very, very wearable size. You could do a lot with something like this, even adding additional beads around the edges, using this with polymer clay or resin, or you could keep it just as is. It's so beautiful, just as its own component. And there's a look at the back. And we are continuing on with the findings before we look at any beads. All right, we have bag number 5. This one contains 7 pieces of 13 millimeter 4-loop links. And here we are, another very usable item in a coordinating tone of metal, and we have the 4 loops there to add as a connector in all sorts of different pieces. I like that we get 7 of those to work with, and they are the same on the front and the back. In bag number 6, we have some more findings. These are 4 sets of 18 by 13 millimeter toggle clasps. So you can see there's the bars and the loops. These are in really good shape and have similar detail on them as some of the other findings and components that we've seen so far. And be sure to check out the video I did about all the different ways you can use toggle clasps besides just as a clasp, maybe to give you some additional ideas if you have some leftovers. Next, in bag number 7, we have a 10-piece set of 9mm medallion drops. So there you can see we have quite a few there in my hand. We have that sun-like shape on one side, and then it is plain on the other side, the loop at the top. And you could even use this small size for adding to the end of an extender chain on a necklace to add some more detail. Adding it near a clasp on a bracelet looks nice too. And they're small enough to where you could even add them onto some chandelier earrings. Continuing with our findings, we have bag number 8 containing 50 pieces of 4mm corrugated bicone spacer beads. So I won't take these out. These are just another handy item to go along with the beads that we're about to look at. And that's what's so great about bead box bargains is look at all the coordinating findings you get to go along with the beads, so you can make so many different things just from 1 month's package. All right, are you ready to start out with some beads now that we've taken a look at, I think, 90% of the findings? We have bag number 9, and this one says it contains a 7-inch strand of 4mm shell pearl, and then it says man-made round beads in coral red. So here's a look at the strand. These beads are in great shape. They're very glossy and have a beautiful cherry red color. And that small 4mm size looks like it's going to go along great with some of the other shapes and sizes that we're about to see. And then in bag number 10, we have a 17-inch strand of 3x2 crystal rondelle beads in what they call the flirty mix. That's adorable. Oh, I love this combination. You see some of those salmony colors, some of the bisque and camel and cream and peachy tones. Lots of warm neutrals that'll go along with our coppers and reds and offer some additional color combination ideas to go along with the other items. In bag number 11, we have 40 pieces of 4mm faceted cubic cylinder beads in the Alexandrite shimmer color combination. These are a cooler neutral, more on the grayish side, have a smoky look to them, and the size and shape reminds me of 4mm fire polish beads. They have a similar cylindrical shape with the faceting, and these are super sparkly. Next up in bag 12, we have a 16-inch strand of 6x4mm crystal rondelle beads in scarlet. This color just pops. Oh my goodness, this is definitely a very vibrant red, and you see we get a lot of beads on this strand. That is a really eye-catching color. I love red personally. I think it's been a long time since we've seen a lot of red show up in the bargain bead box, and that's one thing I really like about bargain bead box is that every month is something completely different. So you build up a stash over time of all different colors and even tones of metal, and no 2 months are the same. All right, we still have, I think, 9 more things to look at, and you can already see that we've opened up quite a bit for that $19.49 amount. So moving on to bag number 13, we have 4 pieces of 16.5 by 9mm floral man-made coral barrel beads. And here's a closer look. I'm not sure quite what they're actually made of. They may be a resin bead, but they definitely have that coral-like look and feel to them. And of course, the color. You also see coral done a lot in carved beads. And there's almost a rosy or floral looking depiction around them, which kind of goes along with the theme for the month. We have a few more findings that popped up in bag number 14. There's 20 pieces of 8mm 4-petal bead caps. This is our last bag of findings for the month, and these will work really well with the color scheme and also with some of the other round beads that we'll see in just a minute. Next up in bag number 15, there's 20 pieces of 8x4mm crystal faceted rectangle beads in Vintage Rose AB. These are very shimmery. They've got a light peachy pink look to them and would coordinate very well, especially with the little 3x2mm rondelles that have some similar color tones. And you can see those faceted rectangles have just an extra luminescent shine and reflectiveness. Next in bag number 16, we have a 25x15mm faceted quartz teardrop pendant. This is dyed in the color raspberry. That is gorgeous, has some light faceting around it and kind of a flat component, as you can see. Beautiful red color and a hole that is drilled at the top. Looks like it's in really good shape. Another one of those focal components that you can design a piece around. You typically get several of those types of things in the bargain bead box every month. And I personally like to design pieces starting with one of their focals in many cases. So I look forward to creating something with that for sure. In 17, we have a 7-inch strand of 8mm crackle, dyed heated round beads in cherry red. So some more gemstone beads, and you can see that these have a lot of different shades of red going on inside, just depending on the bead. And I love that crackled look too, adds extra dimension to the color. And additional gemstone beads are always appreciated in this monthly box. Next up in 18, we have 10 pieces of approximately 10mm enamel coated glass beads in pink and cream. These are really interesting. They reminded me of some of the floral painted porcelain beads, except these would be more of a impressionistic version of that if we were talking artwork, since they'd probably look more floral far away, and up close it just looks like a bunch of different dabs of a paintbrush. But you can see those hints of rosy pink that pop up along with some of those neutral tones on the cream background, and they do have that nice glass weight to them and a very smooth enamel coating. We have more stones coming up here in 19, a 7-inch strand of 3x2mm garnet finely faceted rondelle gemstone beads. This is a perfect addition to this month's color scheme and box, I think. Gotta love the tiny faceted garnet. So sparkly, and those rich shades of burgundy and maroon. I'm just moving those a little bit so you can see how sparkly they are with those little tiny facets cut into the stones. In bag number 20, we have a 26x30mm carved rose man-made coral pendant. I love this. That is beautiful. Look how glossy that is. It's in great shape. Got a lot of shape to it, by the way, and dimension and movement. And there is a look at the back. I cannot wait to use this in something. And by the way, coral red looks really good with turquoise too, so don't be stuck in this color scheme. You can always combine this month's contents with other months' contents and mix and match, but that gives us another focal component to work with. And in our final bag, we have a 7-inch strand of 8mm purple aventurine round beads. Nothing really purple about these in particular. They definitely have a peachy undertone with some taupe, very neutral strand that will go with some of our peachier tones and definitely goes well with the copper, and offers us yet another size of bead to work with in a very classic round shape. So that wraps it up for the January 2022 bargain bead box. I think they did a wonderful job. I really appreciate how they change up the color palette. So like I said, it's been quite some time since we've seen some red, and they definitely went all in with the reds this month and added in some warm neutral tones as well with the copper accents. Lots of different focals this month to work with in so many different styles, whether you like the larger, chunkier, more ornate metallic focals or something as simple as that quartz drop. You really can't beat the value of the subscription, especially with all the additions of the different gemstone beads and when you see all of the finished pieces that can come out of just 1 month. So if you'd like to try them out, don't forget to use that coupon code OPAL too, and check out the link that I have for the subscription right down below the video. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this month's theme or contents or anything else you'd like to say. Definitely give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it and it was helpful for you to see these items up close. I have a playlist of bargain bead boxes going back nearly 4 years, so you can check those out if you'd like to see past months' unboxings to get even more of an idea of what the subscription is all about. While you're here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also feel free to share this unboxing with your other beading friends. That's all I have for now. Until next time though, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. And as always, happy beading.